to be right on it. So, with that, let's get right to it. Eric, who you got for the World Series in 2019? Who's going to be showing up in October?
All right, so I can't pick the easy picks here, and that's the top two in the AL East, Bo Sox and Yankees. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I'm still going to stick with an AL team here, and I'm going to stick with, I think, the team I picked last year, the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, why not?
I think they still got a solid team. They got Correa. They obviously still have Altuve. They got Bergman. Springer. Let's see how he can kind of figure it out. It looks like they're obviously going to end up losing Dallas Keuchel and a few others with McCullers as well too. But this is still a great team. They still have a lot there, and they're still going to be a very good team in a division that I think they can easily win and get into the playoffs. Of course, they're probably going to have some tough matchups there, but this is a talented enough team to beat a team like the Red Sox, beat a team like the New York Yankees if they have to get to the World Series. And I do think that the American League is far superior to the National League at the moment, especially at the top.
Wow.
I think those teams are much, much better.
Okay.
Personally. I mean, Red Sox, Yankees, Astros, I think they're better than teams. The Indians aren't a bad team either. But I think they're better than teams like the Dodgers and the Braves, the Cubs, which are probably some of your better teams in the NL, to go up there as well, too. People are going to really want to throw the Phillies in there just because they got Bryce Harper. But, let's hold the phone there. This is a lot of new players on that one team. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I think they'll be in the running.
I hate to break it to anyone who thinks that Machado or Harper's now, primed and ready for a World Series. It's just not happening. I don't think either of those two teams are going to get there this year. Not to say they can't in the next few years, but honestly, I wouldn't hold my breath either. Those are franchises that have been kind of a miss in the last few years, so it's going to take a little time before they get there. For me, I am going to lean toward the Yankees to show up because I think they're going to do it just through straight muscle. They have some talent and some big dudes. They got Tulowitzki, though, now. And alone, I mean, I'm just looking at their roster right now. Guys like Stanton, 6'6", 245. Aaron Judge, 282 and 6'7". We all know he's a big guy.
I know, it's a basketball team.
Oh, man, they're enormous. Luke Voigt, who is just going to, he's not even going to be an everyday player. 6'3", 225. I mean, it's crazy. Even Gary Sanchez, their big boy catcher, 230. Lot of meat up there in New York. I think they can do it. And also when you have now gotten a player like Judge to play a couple of years and also a player like Stanton to live through one season of how much hype is behind them, I think they're going to settle in and be a pretty cohesive team when it's all said and done. Now, on the NL side, though, I like the return of the Atlanta Braves, which we did not even mention in our best cities, sports towns. I think that one should be in the mix a little bit. Just a little callback, but just look at how well that city embraced their soccer team. I think there is enough fandom to create the buzz and get that team going. A lot of young talent. They might have a chance. Or they might miss the playoffs altogether. I think it's a longer shot, but I like the Braves.
If anything, yeah. I mean, I'd say Atlanta's a baseball town anyway, to be quite honest with you. So I don't think it's a bad pick. The Braves are a good, solid team. They're a good young team. I think they are primed and ready to make a good run at it this year. The NL East is definitely a tough beast to kind of mull through. We'll see who stays healthy because that's going to be key there. So we'll see what comes out of it. But that's the who we got.
All right, and now Lightning standings. Let me hear your thunderclap. It sounds like you had to set something down. How many beers have you been drinking? Yeah, there it is. That's what I need.
There it is.
All right. We are checking in for the NHL current standings.
What are we
Thank you.
doing with our lives?
Just, we're living the dream, Eric. And we are checking out, again, where the NHL teams, who's hot, who's not, who's still at the top. I mean, Tampa Bay, of course. Speaking of the Lightning.
They haven't moved.
So, no, not at all. They have a differential of 87 goals. It's crazy.
They're still going to be in first.
Yeah. So kind of home stretch for hockey, though. We're looking at playoffs here in, I don't know, another 5 weeks. So that's not a ton of games left to play. So let's get into it. Eric, you want East or West?
I'll take the East.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, so, one of the things you mentioned, we're coming down to the end of the season. Most of the teams are at 66 games or more. Only one team's at 65 in the East. So, we're, 82 games in the season. So we're definitely coming down to it here. So up top, you got Tampa Bay, 106 points. They are far and above the best team there. You have Boston shortly behind them, 89 points. Toronto, 86 points. New York Islanders and Washington Capitals, 83. Carolina and Pittsburgh, 79 points apiece. Columbus, Montreal, 77. Philly, 72. Buffalo, 68, along with Florida Panthers. My lonely New York Rangers, after they traded pretty much everybody, 65 points. Devils coming in at 59. Detroit, 55. And Ottawa coming in at 52. Just a quick note here. Just remember, the top 3 teams in each division. So Tampa Bay, Boston, Toronto are all in at the moment. Metropolitan, Islanders, Washington, Carolina. And then the top 2 wild cards, which at the moment are going to Pittsburgh and it looks like Columbus. So everyone else is on the outside. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's a bit of a different format with playoffs.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for reminding us. Now over into the West, bit of a shakeup since last time we were ever talking about hockey standings. One thing that didn't change, though, is I'm going to start from the bottom. Looking at the Kings, LA this year, not the strongest team this season. They're not going to do it, I don't think. 56 points for them, 59 for the Anaheim Ducks, which is a bit of a surprise. They've had a lot of success in the last few years. 63 for Vancouver, as well as the Chicago Blackhawks. Is 65 points, and sitting at 11th is Edmonton. Colorado at 68th, and Arizona doing a little bit better this year at 69 points. Minnesota sitting at that 8th spot, 72, and 73 points going to Dallas, who seems to have the Blues number, but is just a point shy of them. St. Louis at 74 points because of their hot streak heading back as far as early January. Then Vegas had 77 points, 82 to Winnipeg Jets, and 83 points to Nashville, sitting at 3rd place, and San Jose at 86 with the Calgary Flames. Of all teams this year, who would have thunk it? 89 points on the season. They are definitely a shoe-in heading in there. Now, one thing that I'm catching at these standings, which is a little interesting, only the top 6 teams in the West have a positive goal differential, where Colorado somehow is that 10th place. They are the only other team with a positive, where all teams in the East that have scored more goals than let in are in the top 9 spots, which is, stands to reason to make sense. Yeah, there. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, good call out.
Just checking out the stats. Well, Eric, what's happening in the next couple of weeks that we should talk about and remind people to take a look at and get over to averagesportsguys@gmail.com to write to us. That was 4, right?
That's 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, just so you guys know, too, we are going to carry the best sports market over to a poll format over on our Facebook page. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to call that 5 because I'm calling out us again as well, too. That's back.
I'll give it to you.
So the games I'm looking for in the NBA, I got a couple of call-outs there on this Thursday, the 8th. I think it's this Thursday, the 8th. The Nuggets and the Warriors, and the Thunder and the Clippers. So if you want a night of NBA action, 2 West Coast home teams, so they're going to be late games. But if you're up for it, Nuggets, Warriors, Thunder, Clippers, Nuggets, and Warriors. Keep in mind that's number 1 and number 2 in the West. Last time the Warriors stomped them. And then I got another matchup, Warriors-Rockets. I think that's one that ESPN's going to be all over. So I'm sure you'll be able to easily find that. And then we just talked about the NHL and where the Winnipeg Jets are. They are about to go through the gauntlet of teams. We just went through every team and how good these teams are that they're about to play. This Thursday, they play the Canes. And on the 10th, they play the Caps. The 12th, they play the Sharks. The 14th, they play the Bruins. And the 16th, they play the Flames. That is a gauntlet if I ever saw one for a team that's going to have to go through it. So we're going to report back and see how they did over that stretch on the next episode. And then NCAA Conference Championships coming up.
March
Pay
Madness.
attention to it because that's right. Our next episode, folks, boys, girls, moms, dads, is our March Madness episode. where you can catch us out and make all the predictions with us. We're looking forward to that.
Grab your dogs, your cats. Yeah, get everybody.
Nah, leave the cats, man. We don't
leave behind. Yeah, let's take the cats. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that episode. It was fun last year, and it's just a whole episode dedicated to talking about some bracket stuff, much like our fantasy episode for football. This is our bracketology, if we will. We'll break it down for you.
Our
so until then,
ology.
Very average ology. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. That is going to do it for our show, Average Sports, with your average guys, Eric and Ty. We'll see you next time. And, well, don't forget, you can like, subscribe, and share us. And also, of course, tell your friends. Eric, how can they get in touch with us?
Hey, man, this is going to be number 6 here.
Ooh.
Shout out avgsportsguys@gmail.com. That's 6. Count them up, folks. Have a good night.
avgsportsguys@gmail.com.
7.